Hi, I'm David Roberts. I'm the Director of State Records New South Wales. Welcome to State Records and the Western Sydney Records Centre.
What is State Records?
Well, State Records is the New South Wales Government's Archives and Records Management Authority, and that implies two roles. One, which is the role I think we're better known for in the community, which is as the State Government's archives institution. In that role, what we do is to identify, preserve, catalogue, provide access to and promote the use of the State Archives collection. The other side of what we do, the Records Management Authority role that we play, really involves promoting good official record keeping and good records management across the New South Wales public sector. And those two roles are very much intertwined, but that second role isn't as well known, certainly outside government.
This building is very special. Could you tell us about some of its special features?
The site itself is 20 hectares, although we've only developed about 13 hectares. The rest of it we'll probably dispose of it at some stage in the future. Floor area, about 50,000 square metres all up, and storage capacity of 500,000 linear metres. We believe it's the largest single record storage facility in the Southern Hemisphere. The newest building, that we call the Stage 6 building, it's designed for storing material in internationally accepted archival conditions. So that means that the temperature and the humidity are very carefully controlled. We keep archives at a steady temperature of 20 degrees centigrade plus or minus 2 and 50% humidity plus or minus 5. That applies to all of our archives storage, but with this building in particular, because of the cost of air conditioning a large archive storage building, we've tried to reduce the cost and the impact on the environment of air conditioning over 30 years, and that's been built into the features of this building. It has a high thermal mass, very thick walls, a lot of insulation, but in particular it has pipes that go 100 metres underground and cool the air down to the temperature that's down there in the ground, and that reduces the extent to which we have to cool the air through conventional air conditioning. So we think it's going to save us a lot of money over the life of the building, over 30 years or more, and it's also going to make a real contribution to the environment. Some of the innovative features of the Stage 6 building: geothermally assisted air conditioning, a gas-based fire suppression system, and shelving that it's a human scale and doesn't require ladders.
How do you destroy records?
Well, we're talking about government records here, and yes, that means that usually there's some kind of sensitivity involved. It means that the destruction methods that we use have to take that into account. We also have to take environmental issues into account. So that means that our destruction processes have to be secure. So we keep a close eye on the records as they're taken to the paper mill and pulped, and that brings us into the second aspect of it, the environmental side of things. All the records that we destroy are recycled and come back to us as paper, I guess, or packaging eventually. We have a total capacity of about 500,000 linear metres of records. Only about 50,000 linear metres are archives only, and the rest is records that are kept for a finite period of time and will in due course be destroyed and replaced by other ones.
How do you become an archivist?
Well, in my own case, it helped that I knew what one was because my uncle, a man named Ian McLean, was the first Commonwealth archivist. He was appointed in 1944 and really established what's now the National Archives and headed that organisation for its first 20 years. And he was even briefly the head of the New South Wales Archives for a short period of time in the 1970s. So I had someone who was in the game. That's right. Wow. And when I was thinking about a career, I was able to talk to him. The kind of work that's involved fitted my interests in history and in politics and government and the way organisations work. So it was a natural fit.
If people want to do their own research, what should they do?
There are probably two things that I'd suggest that people do. One is simply to contact us, give us a call. We have a reference service here. You can ring us up on 02 967 31788 and ask to talk to a reference officer and ask whatever questions you have. You can visit us, of course, as well. This is the reading room at the Western Sydney Records Centre, Kingswood, and this is where members of the public can come to ask our reference staff about the archives, find out what kinds of records they ought to look at to pursue their particular interests, and to look at the records themselves. They can look at those records in original form, and they can look at microfilm copies of the records. Perhaps inside we'll be able to see the quantity of microfilmed material that people are able to use. The other thing that I'd really suggest that people do is to visit our website. We've got it on the screen behind us here, and that's www.records.nsw.gov.au. And an important part of the site is directed towards members of the public who want to know more about the State Archives collection and explore them in however much depth they want to. There's explanatory material, there are finding aids, there are sections that are for particular groups of people, like family historians, Aboriginal people, various other groups.
So an excellent place to start if you're interested in researching practically any topic.
Any topic that the New South Wales Government has had something to do with over the last 200 years.
Who are the organisations that you archive for?
Well, our jurisdiction covers the broad New South Wales public sector, so that includes the state government proper, government departments and other agencies, but it also includes local government, local councils, so there are about 170 of those, the universities, the public health system, the state-owned corporations. So it's the broad New South Wales public sector that we work with.
Outside of Sydney, David, how would someone access the State Records Archives?
Well, we have 40 community access points in major centres around regional New South Wales where people can go. They're based mainly in public libraries, and people can go there and use all of our guides, finding aids and other resources, but perhaps more importantly, they can use over 600 reels of microfilm and a similar number of microfiche of copies of the most popular and heavily used of our records, especially the 19th century records, convict records and immigration records and so forth that people use for family history. So you don't need to live in Sydney to be able to use the State Archives collection.